Hello everyone. Today we shall look into the Paginated Reports introduction. Paginated reports are designed to be printed or shared. They are called as paginated because they are formatted to fit well on a page so that they could use it in a document format. They display all the data in the table even if the table spans multiple pages, and it is the only standalone tool for authoring paginated reports for the Power BI service. As a prerequisites, we have few things which could be required. First thing is license requirements for Power BI paginated reports are same as the Power BI reports, where the file extensions for Power BI reports would be .pbix files, whereas paginated reports Power BI extensions will be .rdl files. Okay, we don't need a license to download Power BI report builder. From the Microsoft Download Center we can download it for free, and with free license we can publish paginated reports to my workspace in the Power BI service. And with Power BI Pro license or PPU license we can publish paginated reports to other workspaces also. At least we must have contributor role for the workspace, and we need to have the build permission for the datasets in order to access. So these are few prerequisites and basic information about paginated reports. Let us understand how to download the paginated reports. What you could do is you could move to the app.powerbi.com, and once you open the powerbi.com, we'll have the downloads section where we could click on the icon or option for paginated report. Here if you could notice, you'll have this download section, and you could click on this download section. Here we'll have this paginated report builder. If we click on that, we'll land into a page where we could download the Power BI report builder. You could go through the system requirements below, and you make sure that you have certain RAM and hard disk so that you could install it. And once we install it, we can see the interface. Let me tell you the issue with the Power BI report and paginated report. This is one basic Power BI report where I have published into Power BI service, and in the second page, if we could notice, here we have a table with some basic information like ID, gender, and claim amount. So if we could notice, this has a slider on the right side where the information is present in table and the data could be viewed by scrolling down. But if we click on this export, and if we export to PDF format, in this way PDF will be published, right? Here if you could notice, we will not be able to see all the data with respect to table, and that is where paginated reports will help us to create a report for this tabular data, or to produce documents with crystal clear or pixel perfect reports. Okay, I hope you have understood the need of paginated reports, and now we shall open the report builder and let us understand the interface of it. Here if I search and enter Power BI report builder, so we have totally a different interface for this Power BI report builder. If you could notice, here we have this getting started section where we could open the files, see the recent files, or we could open few chart wizards or table wizards or blank report directly. For now I'll close this. We have some basic interface where we have this report data section where these fields are present, right? And we have this section where we can work on the canvas. Here on the top we have these menus where this is my home section where I could run, change all the formatting details, work about the layout and publish. In the data tab, if you could notice, here we have this Power Platform section where we could load the data from Power Platform areas. Here we have Azure section where we have ability to load the data from Azure databases, and here we have other databases which are prominent like SQL Server, Analysis Services, Oracle, Teradata, ODBC. and we could even manually enter the data. We can click on this new source, and even we could create the connection with multiple other sources. Okay, or else we could build the connection based upon the data source which we have, or we could change it, and even we could choose the data provider and change the data source accordingly and test the connection, and we could connect with the respective database. I'll cancel this for now. Here we have this data set where we could create a new data set from the existing data source once we connect. In the insert tab, we have all these data regions where we could create the tables or matrices or list of details, and we could create few basic visualizations like chart, gauge chart, map, data bar, sparkline, and indicators. And we have some report items, make how to adjust the sub reports and headers and footers. And in the view pane, we have the panes related to the display. For example, this is my report data pane, where you could see on the left, right? This is my report data pane on the left, and if you check this properties pane in the right, you could see this properties pane. If you click on grouping, you could see the row groups and column groups in the bottom which are appearing. If you click on parameters, you can set the new parameters which are required according to the data source and data set. And ruler, this is the ruler which you could see just like MS Word, you could see the ruler here. Okay, this is the interface where we could understand the Power BI report builder. And in order to connect the data set, I'll show you a quick demo where we could connect the data set, and gradually we'll understand the other things. Here I'll remove the other unnecessary things in order to make it simpler for you. Okay, here in order to connect with the data set, here as I have shown you, I have published the car insurance data set in the Power BI service. So let us try to connect with the Power BI data set. Here in the data we have Power BI data set. Click on that, and we must sign in with our account where we have published the data set. Once it is signed in, here I have this car insurance analysis. I'll click on that, select. Once I select the data source, here in the left side, here you could notice that my workspace car insurance data would be appearing, where the data from the Power BI data set is connected. Okay, once you connect it, and if you right click on that, you'll see something called as add data set, where you need to create or add the data set fields which you require. Or even you could click on this data sets below, and you can right click and you can see the same add data set option over here. I can click on this add data set option. I can give some name. Maybe I want customer claim amount. Okay, here in the data source, I can select this data source, and you click on this query designer which is appearing in the bottom. Okay, and once you click on that, a new window will open where we'll design whatever we wanted. Okay, here we have all the tables and measures which are brought from the Power BI model. Here you could see in the first thing we have something called measures, where I have written the measures in Power BI, Power BI model. These are few of my measures which are being written. Okay, and there will be few KPIs if you have made, and these are the tables where it will show me the respective columns in once I expand these things. As you could see, we could see that education has two columns, which is education and education key, and similarly insurance table has all these multiple columns and details over here. So let us consider the similar table which we have made with respect to the Power BI service report. Okay, let us, in order to make a query or make a particular table within this, you can make it in two ways. On the top, if you notice here we have something called design mode. We can click on that and we'll enter into the design mode, and we can paste our SQL query or DAX query over here, or you could say DAX or MDX query over here, and even SQL query would work as far as I understand. Here, otherwise, here you could click on this design mode, and then you'll be back to this page. Here if you notice, we can drag the levels or measures to add into the query. I can select this ID column and bring it, or you could say drag it to this query pane like this. Once you drag it, the column will appear, and apart from that, let us bring this gender column, and apart from that, I'll bring a measure which is the total claim. Once you bring all the necessary columns from whatever the tables we want, and we can click on this execute the query, click to execute the query. Here you could notice that I have the customer names, or you could say customer IDs, the gender, and the total claim amount which has been claimed by that particular customer. So once I get these details, I could either make a particular filter over here. For example, I can choose the dimension education, select the education operator which is equal to, I can write the filter expression where I could choose any particular expression, like for the people who has passed the master's degree. I can click OK, and here if you again click to execute the query, all the respective data will be filtered for only the people who has this validation of education of master's degree. Okay, and you could just remove that by selecting and right click and delete. Okay, here you could again click to execute the query, and you can just click OK, and you can just click OK again. Here our data set will be formed accordingly. Okay, you need to make sure that there are no spaces in the name, so that it will it does not throw any error. If there is any spaces in the name, it will throw an error. I'll click OK. Once you click OK, here we have this customer claim amount. Okay, and let us see how this customer claim amount table could be depicted. Once we'll click on this insert tab, we shall either make the data through the table wizard or else the insert table. If I click on this insert table and I shall just drag this normally, I'll be able to see this three columns with 2 rows. I can just manually write the column name. Okay, and first column is my ID, second column is my gender, and third column is my claim amount. Right, and here I have the option to choose the respective column. I could say this my workspace car insurance analysis. Either I could choose the dataset one, or I could choose customer claim amount. I'll select ID. Similarly, in the gender, click on this icon, go to gender and select gender. Here in the claim amount, you may select this total claim. So once it is selected, you could see that our details, these names we have entered, and this respective fields we have selected by choosing the icon which is present on the right corner. Okay, and once you select the details appropriately, you can just click on this run button in the home, or you can press F5 in order to run. Once we run, we'll be able to see the data being loaded, and we can see the table where we could access the report. Once you click on that run option, you could see that we have a report, or you could say tabular report, where we have multiple pages. You could see that if I click on next, you can see all the multiple pages. You can click on this print layout, and you could see the print layout option where it appears along with the date and time. Here we could see that there are around 353 pages where this is applicable after being a filter applied on the education field, as I have shown previously on the master's value. And here we could either zoom in, or with respect to the percentage, we can even set the page width, okay, according to the requirement. Here we have the next page. We can use this first, previous, next and last pages. We could refresh the data set. If it is taking more time, we can stop it, or in few cases we can even go back whenever it is required. Here we have this print option where will show us few print details, how to set up and how to print, just as a normal print setup. Here we have page setup, where we could make some basic page setup related things with respect to margins, portrait or landscape. Okay, and this is the one where we could export to multiple formats. Like you could see, we have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, TIFF file, MHTML file, CSV, XML file also with the report data. Okay, there are further things where we need to explore about designing and with respect to properties and parameters. This is all for today. We shall next meet in the next video. Thank you.